choosing to follow your own path or whatever that is, whether that's your own company, or being an entrepreneur, or maybe a role in your career, choosing your own way, I think becomes its own motivation in itself. And I think no matter who you are, that deep down, I think they've actually shown this as people are in the dying process, that this next piece is true. I think we all want to be rebellious. I think we all have this aspect of ourselves that we want to be underdogs a little bit in a rebellious way. I across the board, everybody I deal with, whether it's how they're with their children or how they're living or what part of the world they're living in or what they're doing for their job, I think the rebellious attitude is what, if we can find that in whatever way and hang on to that, that's usually the part of us that has some information of what's going to make us happy. And when you follow that path, it's usually really difficult because you have to, Joseph Campbell talks about this story, it's Nietzsche's story of Thus Spake Zarathustra, and it's an amazing story about coming up against something that they symbolize with a dragon, and this dragon has all these scales on it, and it's called the Thou Shalt Dragon, and on every scale is some sort of should that you should be doing. And in the story, it's, to make it very short, the idea is you end up having to slay that dragon, and they do that using a lion. And then the interesting piece after that is the lion slays the dragon, and then afterwards the lion becomes a baby. And I love that idea because when you learn how to kind of slay the thou shalt dragon and all those shoulds in your life, you feel so powerful, right? But then it lands you completely into this new world where you're an infant. You're having to learn all this new stuff. And most people get caught up in that. They do something really bold and brave. They say no to this. They leave their family. They leave a marriage. They leave their job, and they feel powerful. And then what they don't know is that they're going to get dropped on the ground like a newborn baby, unable to do anything on their own for themselves. And it's scary, right? You need a lot of help. You're not independent at that point. And so for me, this motivation of feeling powerful is slaying these things that aren't mine, and then learning how at that point to be in this brand new world that I get to create my own thing. That's where the work is. So it's a combination of loving that rebellious spirit in myself, and then the hard work that it takes to raise myself in that new space. And that, for me, is motivation. It's a different kind of stress. It's the thing that keeps me going. I want to be rebellious. I want to be fighting down all the things that don't agree with me and my mission in the world. But then I also want to be constantly learning how to take care of myself, how to be in that new space in that way.